Traveling agronomist again. We are now in Stuttgart looking at some milo plots and just slugging through the mud, trying not to fall over. We are the only game in town and also the only food in town for a lot of birds, so we're looking at some bird damage today and trying to just kind of get a handle on what we're going to be looking at in data wise. So let's take a look real quick. We look at our 1203 right here. Excellent product. In this environment, it tends to be a little later. As you can see, there's very little bird damage. A lot of rice and corn and beans around us, but we're the earliest crop. We're also the most accessible for the birds, so we're getting a lot of blackbird damage. When we go right next to it, we start seeing the early phases of bird damage. And we can see that feeding on the top of the head right there. The feeding on top of the head is just really kind of affecting our yields and affecting our grain quality. And when we go over to some even earlier products and we look at the bird damage there, it's a little even more severe. So we look at just complete feeding loss on the top of the head, and this will affect our yields. So we come out here to evaluate plot agronomics and overall plot health to give us a better view of how data should be used in analysis. And so we've just treated with Savanto, but we are still seeing on some of these plants an absolute tremendous amount of aphids. So in a situation like this where we have aphids that are coming in after spray, it's important to completely scout the fields and make sure that despite already having made most of the grain in this field, what you're fighting now is harvestability. And you need to make sure that you're staying on top of it in order to continue to make it to a good harvest. We are not seeing any pressure on our Aphids hybrids. We've done our scoring on it, the 1203 and our new 1153 are in this plot looking really good. This is an area where we've seen a lot of sorghum go away because of the aphid. We're very excited that we may have a solution for this part of the world fighting sugarcane aphids. So that's where we're going to keep moving up the Mississippi River this week and kind of see how the products are performing in this area. So we're here in Kaiser, Arkansas, looking at some sorghum plots that we have. It's starting to really rain. It's starting to giving us a little bird break. You see the sunshine coming in, but been a really good trip. When you cover as much ground as I have, you don't take a rain check. You just got to power through it. So this is the last stop for this round trip through these trials. Really interesting thing going on is when we started in the southern part of the state, we were in mid-bloom for some of the hybrids. We get into the middle of the state, based on the planting dates and the soil type, we were already at color. So we're already at the color phase and we're getting a lot of bird damage. Now we come up another couple hours north, and so we're seeing a lot of mid-bloom. We're even seeing some coming just out of the boot stage right here. Going to be flowering here in the next couple days. What I did get some notes from the cooperator that we have one side of the field flowering before the other. Definitely looks like maybe a soil type change or maybe some agronomics, irrigation or something along those lines. Overall, this field looks to be in excellent condition. Yields are going to be quite strong. Minimal aphid pressure. We do see some as we walk through on the edges of the field, but nothing really too terribly strong. But as we go through, we can see for this high yield environment with irrigation, heavy rainfall, we see very, very good canopy health. overall, the hybrids just look phenomenal here. Really hopeful for the yield that we're going to get out of this. But as you can see, as we move a little further down in this plot, we do see some lateness start really kicking on. It looks to be placement based. So this is always important when you get eyes on the field. That's why we're taking notes, and that's why we're looking at all these, to make sure that we understand the layout of the field and how it performed. So it's really starting to come down on us. It has just been a beautiful, beautiful couple days going through Arkansas, looking at different plots all over. We got to jump over the river and go to Tennessee to look at a plot. We're gonna head back down, get back home. Next week we're gonna be hitting the Great Plains, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas Panhandle, and just trying to get on the road and see these hybrids so we can evaluate them for our customers, bring the best products possible to the marketplace. But again, this is Traveling Agronomist, finally getting to travel a little bit, and stay tuned. We'll show you some more really cool sites that we've seen out in the field across the U.S. So thank you.